Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of The Testament of Sister New Devil episode 4, Until Sadness Reaches Zero. And this episode, finally there's no like boobs and sex and all that good stuff, but this episode was awesome. Oh my god. We finally get to see some like epicness from Yuki and Mio as well, and then also Basara. Basara, he finally unlocks the rest of his power that he locked away within himself so long ago, which is awesome. And we finally get like Maria also gets a little fight scene too. Well, not even a little fight scene. She gets a little cameo in the fight. But this episode was awesome because I mean, of course, in the last episode we saw Basara. He got stabbed in the back by a big lurking demon, and Mio was freaking out and she was apologizing and she was like, I'm so sorry, this is all my fault, blah blah blah. And Yuki, she was like, I'll never forgive you. So she started fighting the masked man, and he was like evading her attacks, and he was pretty much told her that she needs to tend to Basara or he might die. So they jump, like they time skip a little, and Basara, he's like wrapped up in his bed, and Mio, she is thinking too hard and she almost passes out, and she's like, well, I'm going to go in my room, Maria, you just take care of him here. And she was like, okay. So right as she walked away, Basara woke up and he was talking to Maria, and Maria was like, if I had just gotten there sooner, blah blah blah. And Basara was like, it's okay, it's not your fault, I'm just happy that you came when you did, blah blah blah. So after all of that, they go to check on Mio, and Mio's not even in her room. So Basara, well, Maria, like she starts freaking out and crying, and she's like, "Oh my God, Mio, she left. I don't know where she is. I can't find her." And she was like, "Basara, you're the only one who can find where she is because you can sense her." So I guess they use that to their advantage, and we see Mio. She's like in the woods, and she contacted the man in the mask. And she was like, I'm just going to go away so that way nobody else will get hurt. And Yuki swoops in and saves her, even though Yuki told Basara that he doesn't even need to be around Mio. She swoops in and saves her, and she's fighting against the masked man. And she was like, I underestimated you because you were apologizing to Basara, and I see why he wants to protect you. So she was even about to give herself up to save Basara and Maria. So she feels like she deserves a little bit of helping. So Yuki, she starts fighting him, and she breaks through his barrier, which is awesome. And he underestimated her because she was attacking in the same spot without him realizing it, and she broke his barrier. So she was about to continue fighting him, and he was one upping her. Like, it was bad. He's a lot, you can tell he's a lot more powerful than she is. And then Basara, he came up out of nowhere, and he was like, he saved the day. It was so awesome. And he used his banishing shift. Well, it was incomplete when he used it the first time, and he nullified, well, his move nullifies like all other magical attacks to nothing, and it sends it to the zero dimension, which that just sounds epic to begin with. But then they show like a little flashback of when they were kids, and Basara was fighting this other little kid, and they were like, he's so strong. And then they show this man, whom was, I'm assuming, the masked man that they're fighting now. They showed him take the sword that Basara actually has now, and he was attacking the village, and people were getting killed, and I guess Basara saved the day. But then they also showed like this, Basra literally put a crater in a mountain. Like, he took out everything that was on that mountain, which included like people and all that kind of stuff, which really sucks, which I think is why he stopped using his powers. And I think that's what Yuki meant when she said that he had to eliminate a lot of people that was close to him, but he saved the heroes as a whole. So I think that was what happened as to why he stopped really using his power. And now he is using it again because he's found a reason to use it, and that is to save Mio, which is awesome. So he finally, like, he Basara is really fast. Like, it caught me off guard. He was like a little Sonic dashing around everywhere. But he actually took out, he was about to take out the masked man, and he was cutting him up and all this good stuff, and he knocked him out, and he turned green and flashed and went away. And right when he was about to like walk up to Mio and talk to her, he got stabbed in the back by another lurking demon, and Mio went off. Like, she screeched. It was like a succubus screech, you would think, and it knocked the demon out like that. And Basara, he was like laid out on the ground, but he was okay because the demon missed his vitals, which we find out later. And Mio was like, it's been so hard for me to contain my powers, and it's even hard for me to do it right now. I can't do it. And Basara, he used his banishing shift, and it took, I guess it banished part of her powers to the zero dimension. I don't understand what happened right there, but he saved her. And he saved Maria and Yuki and everybody, but he was overexerting himself because he hadn't even healed up from the last time he got stabbed in the stomach. So after that, like, he passed out, she passed out, and he woke up. Well, he wasn't even awake then. We see, like, Yuki, she comes to his house and she gives him a medicine that is from their clan, and she was like, well, since he is a hero, it should help him exceedingly well. So Maria gave it to him, and they were well, blah, blah, blah. They had been out for like a week from school, and they were going back to school. And Basara, he goes to the rooftop to talk to his friend that he had been talking to, dude with spiky hair. And you know, I had a feeling that there was something off about him, and I think I might have said that in my first review, but I had a feeling there was something off about him, and it turns out that he is the man in the mask. Of course he is. And Basara, he hadn't even realized this like 2 episodes ago, like when Mio had first passed out. And Basara was like, I realized it was you, because most people would have thought that Mio just had a fever, but you pretty much knew what was going on. So he was like, how are you even in school? I think I cut you up pretty bad. And it threw me off a little bit when he first said it, and then he went into depth about it, and I was like, oh, didn't even realize that was him. Like, I was thinking, but I didn't know, honestly. So it turns out that was actually him, and now they're going to be working together without actually working together. He's going to be trying to get information from him because he figured out who killed Mio's foster parents, which his name is Zolgia. And then it's just a whole lot of stuff. And then they also show, like, Basara's dad. He was talking to somebody on the phone. He was pretty much telling them to watch over Basara and make sure he's okay. And he's talking to himself, saying, like, Basara, don't become complacent, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like things are about to go down. I hope they find Zolgia and just take him out for killing Mio's foster parents for absolutely no good reason, because that was horrible. But yeah, this episode was awesome. Oh my god, I really was just not prepared at all for this episode, because this episode was just that epic. And I'm so looking forward to seeing how the next episode goes. Like, I wonder when the masked man is going to turn on Basara, because the man, he is supposed to be like Mio's observer, and that's the reason why he didn't kill Basara, because all the hits that landed on Basara weren't fatal. He was avoiding his vitals. So, I mean, I think that's awesome, but I feel like he is going to turn on them eventually, or maybe not. You never know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's episode. But as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turned out? But please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.